What is up, guys? It's your boy Badge Plug, and today, man, I got for you the best builds on NBA 2K21 after patch 3. Now, every time I do a video like this, for those of you that are new, I tell you I will show you how to make every single one of these builds the best way possible, in my opinion. Just get this video to 6,500 likes, and I got you guys. Now, look, if this video gets 8,000 likes, because every time I do something like this, y'all go crazy on the like button, I'll pick one person who watches this video and give them $50 VC, Xbox, or PS4. All you got to do is watch this and comment down below one build that should have made it onto this top 5. So into the top 5, ladies and gentlemen, I got for you some special demigod builds today. All right, let's see. The number 5 top best build in NBA 2K21. And by the way, guys, this is throughout all game modes, okay? So Pro-Am, 2v2, 1v1 court, 3v3, all that stuff. Number 5 is the secondary ball handler. This is a very rare build that almost no one in the 2K community has. It's a tall playmaking build that can guard 1 through 5. It is very effective on not only the 1v1 court, but the 2s, and you can run it at the 2 at the shooting guard on the 3s court if you really want. You could also run it at the 1, but it's much more effective at the 2, so it can dominate on the 1v1 court and dominate on the 2v2 court. And what's so special about it, like I said, is it can guard 1 through 5 because of its height. It's a tall playmaking build. And also on the 2s court, you can run it at center or point guard. If you run it at center, you will be able to guard most centers you come up against, and if your teammate runs floor general, it's going to be a super overpowered build. But it does not matter. You can even ISO at the point guard position if you want. It just depends on your play style and who you're playing with. But it is one of my, if not favorite build in NBA 2K21. It is extremely overpowered if it is in the right hands. And for those of you that seen it when I played on this build, it's on my channel. It was a 6'7" speed boosting build. It's a tall speed boosting demigod. Now look, guys, every single year I do 2 different categories of my best build videos. I do most overpowered, which this one is right here, and I also do the best build. So it's also very good builds, but they are the best in the game when you're in the right hands. What I mean by that is, if a really good player has it, it is by far the best build in the game. You see what I'm saying? So there's overpowered builds like this, like these, that you can just hop on and be good with. And then there's also best builds where if it's in skilled hands, can be destructive and game breaking. So let me know if you guys want that. Also, get this video to 9,000 likes, because these videos always go crazy, man. You guys love these videos. You guys love my opinion, and I really appreciate that. So the number 4 best build in NBA 2K21, and this would by far be the number 1 build if this was, you know, just for the 1v1 or the 2v2 court, but it is the post scoring build, the pure blue post scorer that gets like 30 finishing badges. If you guys haven't seen, post scoring is extremely overpowered this year. You can hit post hooks from basically the 3-point line. You don't even have to green them. You can literally do unstoppable drop steps where your opponent cannot guard you, and that's not even in the takeover. So the 1v1 and the 2v2 court, it is a pure dominating build. You can't do almost anything, especially if you play against someone that knows what they're doing. You actually cannot guard them. You just have to pray that 2K gives you an animation or they mess up and you get the ball back. So the post score would be much higher if we were just counting the 1v1 and 2v2, but this is the all-around best builds in NBA 2K21. So you can run the post score at the 3v3s, but you have to hit 11 shots versus if you had a 3-point shooting build, you only have to hit 7 shots to end the game. So obviously the most comp players are going to go with a build that can end the game in 7 shots, okay? The number 3 best build in NBA 2K21 is the pure red paint beast center. Now, I believe most people are making it at power forward, but this build is, well, a pure red build, which is the defensive pie chart. It's supposed to be a pure defensive lockdown center, but turns out, just like in 2K20, that pie chart, or those pie charts with defense in them, are very overpowered, because not only do you get great defense, you get great athleticism, you get great driving dunks, you get good speed. It is by far the best center build in the game right now, besides a post scorer if you're talking about 1s and 2s. But this is a way more all-around build, because you can use it on every single court in the game. You can use it on 1v1 if you really want, 2v2 especially, 3v3s is very popular, Pro-Am, does not matter, extremely overpowered build because of what it can do. It can play basically every single play style you want, and you can also pop some middies if you make the build correctly and your teammate has dimer and that stuff. So you're not a complete liability on offense, especially due to the athleticism that the pure red pie chart gives you. If you guys don't know, alley-oops are extremely overpowered this year, especially if your center knows what they're doing, where to spot up on the court. You can really put that into your offense and it will help you out tremendously on NBA 2K21. So the build is supposed to be just a great defender, but it can do everything, to be honest, except shoot. So it's a center build at heart, and it can catch lobs like Blake Griffin. Okay, so you guys see right here, we're in a 20-20 game, by the way. Look what your boy Badge Plug does for the end. And look, after this, I'm gonna have a few builds that also did not make the list because it's very close. Okay, a lot of these builds are very close to being able to be on it. So the number 2 best build on NBA 2K21 is, in my opinion, the slasher build that I posted on my channel a few days ago. This is a 61 or 60 badge build that can speed boost, get contact dunks, and just absolutely spray from the three-point line. So it's going to get 2 Hall of Fame badge categories, which I tell you guys all the time is what 90% of the best builds on any 2K in the last 2 or 3 years is going to be, because badges means so much more than attributes on 2K21. You're going to definitely want to have a build that has 2 Hall of Fame badge categories. If you're a center, it doesn't really matter as much depending on your play style, depending on what you're going to be doing with that build, but definitely for anything at the 1, which all the 1 means is the point guard position or the person taking the ball down the court. So even if you're in the corner and you're the shooting guard on the 3v3 court, you still want to be able to have 2 Hall of Fame badge categories just because they help you out so much more than having 1. So the number 1 best build on NBA 2K21, ladies and gentlemen, I think you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're watching it right now. The build is the meta of NBA 2K21. I made it on day 1 before I even loaded up into the park. I made it on the prelude the night before. The playmaking shot creator. Now, it was very by far the best build in 2K21 before patch 3. Now, it's just a bit ahead of some builds because of fading away. Now, you can still fade away very efficiently on 2K21, which you see me not doing right there, but you have to be able to time it almost perfectly. You really don't hit as many whites as you used to at all, but it's still the meta of NBA 2K21 because the main strategy of winning, just like in basketball in real life, is to put the ball in the basket. Am I correct? So why would you not make a build that can put the ball in the basket the most efficiently? And this build is going to get 2 Hall of Fame badge categories, playmaking and shooting. So not only will you be able to be at the very top of shooting on 2K21, you're going to have that Hall of Fame quick first step, which is going to get you to your spot and be able to shoot with those Hall of Fame shooting badges. Plus, you have Hall of Fame dimer, you can run Hall of Fame floor general, and that's going to make your teammates play better, which is also going to make you be able to win more efficiently on 2K21. All right, so for my 2 builds that could have easily made it into the top 5, they would definitely be in my top 10. Like I said, guys, some of these builds are very close, and it's a hard decision to pick which are the best builds in the game because there's so many different variables, and especially when we're talking about all throughout the game, through every single game mode, 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, all that stuff, it's very hard to make a decision. So the number 6, I guess you could say, is the perimeter lockdown build. Now, this build would be better if it had 2 Hall of Fame badge categories. It would definitely be on my list. It is a lockdown build with high defensive attributes and Hall of Fame shooting badges. So you're gonna have very high defense stats, but the badges will only go to gold. You'll get a good amount of them, but they're not gonna go to Hall of Fame. So that's why I just could not put it on the list. And by the way, you can make it correctly. The super overpowered version is close to or 99 speed. So you're a lock with 99 speed, and you can spray at the other side. Very good for 3v3s and 2v2s, depending on who you're playing with and what position you like to run or your play style. So the next one or last one is the stretch playmaker. Now, the reason why this has made it onto the list, it definitely wouldn't have even been in my top 10 a week ago, is because of patch 3. Now these builds can get pro dribble moves. You can get them almost right away depending on how you create the build. Some of them you can get right away. You can do the Curry slide, you can do the explosive behind the backs, and now these stretches are really a threat on 2K21. Plus, they can play on any court except for probably the 1v1. I mean, I'm sure you can win on the 1v1 court a decent amount, but 2v2s, 3v3s, pro-am, very good build. Spot up, you know, ISO build, depending on how you create it. It can do almost anything, just according to your play styles, how you want to make it. So guys, if you made it this far, make sure to enter in the giveaway. If you haven't yet, let me know what build should have made it onto this. Once it gets to 7,000 whatever likes, I will pick a person and give you guys VC. Okay guys, it's your boy Badge Plug. You've been plugged in, and guess what? Drop a like on the video because you know I'm out here greening, boys. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I'm out. Peace.